Yes, sir, we are live.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Dekho Apna Desh. Last episode we had achieved a milestone. We completed 150th episode and that was very special for us. And yet another we are having a special episode today. We are going to know much about the marriage or you can say the wedding destination in Rajasthan. In recent years, Rajasthan has become a famous wedding destination. We have seen the many celebrities, these film stars, and the foreign dignitaries. So they have come here to celebrate their marriages, and this destination is very famous for NRIs also. I have come across many NRIs, those who are planning their destination wedding in Rajasthan, and of course the Rajasthan, the state of palaces and the hotels also, they are not less than palace. So to know more about this, we have today with us Dr. Anukriti Sharma. She is the head of Department of Commerce and Management at University of Kota. She knows much about Rajasthan and much about the things, so she can tell better about this, how this Rajasthan has become this destination Beijing, and what are the places, uh, how we can have these all facilities, and what are the other things that is associated with the destination wedding. So I invite Dr. Sharma. We are happy to have you here. Kindly go ahead and enlighten us about the destination wedding in Rajasthan.
Thank you so much, R.K. Suman sir, for a nice introduction and for giving me this opportunity to talk about destination wedding in Rajasthan from such an important juncture. So, Khammagani from Rajasthan to each and everyone. I appreciate the initiative taken by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India for organizing the wonderful web series Dekho Apna Desh. I'm grateful to the entire team for having me here today and giving me an opportunity to represent Rajasthan. The state of India is called a land of kings, a land of royals, a land of maharajas, and a land of vibrant colors. That's Rajasthan. You must be aware that Rajasthan is very rich in distinct culture, history, its land of diversity, from the iconic cities of Udaipur, Jaipur, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer to the rural areas and villages and towns of Rajasthan are absolutely vibrant. When we talk about the small villages like Vishnoi village, it is a must see for animal lovers. If we talk about Mandava village in Sheikhavati, it is a must see for rich heritage and culture. Then we have Kumbhalgarh village for its famous Kumbhalgarh fort. We have Kuchaman village that is popular for its, again, for rich culture. We have Samod also, and an ideal gateway of Jaipur, we can say. So in this way, we have lots of good cities, or big cities, I can say, as well as lots of villages which have their own importance. So, there is a lot to discover in Rajasthan for a destination wedding. And when we talk about weddings, we tend to think about Jaipur, Udaipur, Jodhpur, and Jaisalmer, which are undoubtedly the leaders and well known for the best venues for a destination wedding, not only within India, but in globally also. So, but I have a only issue that when we talk about destination wedding, why these three, four names are striking in our mind. Like we talk about the best venues in Jaipur, Rajasthan, because of the Asian forts or the palaces, or because of the beautiful lakes, because of the sand dunes. There are lots of heritage buildings and beautiful tradition we have. But it is not only in Jaipur or just in Udaipur or in Jodhpur. We do have lots of places and lots of things we have in Rajasthan if we are talking about from the perspective of destination wedding. And definitely, Rajasthan has had many celebrity destination weddings, including Bollywood and Hollywood couples. like Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra, Neil Nitin Mukesh and Rukmani Sahai, Ravina Tandon and Anil Tandani, Shreya Saran and Andre, and even the Hollywood celebrities like Katy Perry and Brand. So we can say, but and most of the couples, they, their weddings happened at Jodhpur, Udaipur, Jaisalmer, and Jaipur. But recently it gives me some new hope to explore unexplored, untouched, or less explored destinations for organizing destination weddings after the recent destination wedding of Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif at Barwara Six Sense Fort. It will be surprising to let you know all that on October 15, 2021, the fort is opened to the guests, and on December 9th, 2021, the celebrity married here. And as a result of this wedding, the fort has suddenly, reached to the new heights. The fort is 700 years old, and its restoration took almost more than a decade. And second important thing, that this fort is not precisely in Savai Madhopur. It is located at least 30 kilometers, approx 30 kilometers far from Savai Madhopur. And in other words, I can say that it is a place, a fort which is in the outer area of Savai Madhopur, not exactly in Savai Madhopur. And the second thing I would like to tell you all, that it is this particular place, Barwara. The full name of this particular place is Chautka Barwara, and it is a small town. And it is well known only for, previously before this marriage, it was just known for the Chauth Mata temple, and that too by the localites or maximum persons from Rajasthan. They are visiting to the temple. But now after this marriage, it is also known for Six Sense Fort as well. So, this sort of things encourage the event planners also, that we have to explore some, unexplored areas or less explored places or the untouched places for the destination weddings. And in the same sequence, I would like to say from this platform that Rajasthan is having lots of opportunities and hidden places for the destination wedding. And I would like to discuss a few the sort of these places. And in first, because I'm working in Kota. So first of all, I would like to start from Kota only. We have, many heritage buildings, many beautiful, forts and palaces in Kota as well. But if we talk about destination weddings, so far we have never heard even about the destination weddings or of big weddings in Kota. Though the local people and the persons from Rajasthan, of course, they marriages are happening here also, going on here also. But the point is this, that when we are talking exclusively about destination wedding or the celebrating wedding or the big weddings, this is where we need to work upon. So we have Abheda Mahal, which is again an unexplored area. From the point of view of destination wedding, we have Umaid Bhavan Palace, we have Sukhdam Koti, we have Bridge Raj Bhavan Palace as well. And the more surprising thing is this, that Kota is already, very doing very well in the film tourism area. If we talk about Badri Ki Dulhaniya, casted by Alia Bhatt and Varun Dhawan, shooting is held in Kota only. And then there are web series also by Amazon Prime and by Netflix. They are also conducted, and even Mardani 2 movie of Rani Mukherjee, the shootings held in Kota only. So we cannot say that Kota, it is they are not having that pace, or they don't have that much of scope. It is a city which with lots of scope for destination wedding, first thing. Secondly, there is a project named Chambal Riverfront, and this is an exclusive project coming in Kota. And I think in the coming years, this will be the biggest project of Rajasthan, of entire Rajasthan. And I think this will be a very big venue for destination weddings in Hadoti region, or not only in Hadoti region, I have to say in entire Kota. So, sorry, in entire Rajasthan. So I think, yes, if we will talk about Chambal Riverfront, this will be a new and exclusive and absolutely distinct destination venue for for the weddings. Then we are talking about Bundi, Kumbalgarh, and Mount Abu. These are the places which are again unexplored or untouched, I can say. Pushkar and Bikaner, These are the cities which are, very well known for tourism. They have lots of things in Pushkar, Bikaner, Mount Abu, Kumbhalgarh fort is very famous. And if we talk about Bundi fort, Taragarh fort is very famous. So, when we are talking about tourism, they have very famous and tourist destinations. But when we are talking about destination wedding, we are not counting these places. So it is a submission that when we are talking about destination weddings in Rajasthan, we must have to not only focus on Jaipur, Udaipur, Jodhpur, and Jaisalmer. Here we need to talk about the other cities also, like Kota, Bundi, Kumbhalgarh, Mount Abu, Pushkar, Bikaner, even Alwar. Alwar is also very doing very good. Like Nimrana Fort nearby Alwar, it is very good. Then there is Tijo Fort, that is also very good in Alwar. So yes, Alwar is also one of the biggest, could be a biggest destination for wedding, for destination weddings. Then how can we forget about the Sheikhavati, the open art gallery of Rajasthan? And we have lots of example, like from Sheikhavati also. If I'll talk about, they have Mandava is full of heritage properties, full of beautiful heritage havelis. If we'll talk about Navalgarh, it is full of heritage havelis. If we'll talk about Jhunjhunu, we have big mansions, we have big, heritage havelis. And destination weddings are something which is giving a newness and a new life, I can say, to these havelis. And we can take an example from Barwara Fort. As I have already told you, that it is a 700 years old fort. And after the restoration, they have just opened it. And after the destination wedding of Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif, it gets new heights. So in the same way, if we all are aware that the Havelis are very famous of Sheikhavati, but the problem is this, that most of those Havelis, are not in the good conditions. So here, with the public private partnership, we need to restore them, and we can start it as a, destination wedding venues. So yes, Sheikhavati could be the new area for the destination wedding. Now, I would like to also talk about the opportunities which destination weddings are creating for the local community. Because, whenever we are talking about any sort of tourism or any sort of, destination wedding or any sort of event which is somehow related with tourism, we have to talk about the community participation and community engagement. And the destination wedding is something which is giving opportunities to the local community, to the artists, to the artisans, to everyone for participation, for making their role in destination wedding. They really don't need a qualification, they don't need a degree for that. It is just their skills, their local, the local skills, their folk dances, their folk songs. And if we are talking about their skills, like how to make the mehendis and how to make the traditional Indian, servings, how to make that manuhar in our in Rajasthan we call, request, or the humbleness which the Rajasthanis can show. In easy words, I can say the manuhar. You cannot train the people for this. This is something inherent from their culture. And destination wedding is giving an opportunities to these local persons who are not very literate, who are not even having lots of degrees with them, but they are skilled. And that is what actually needed in India now, because the government is also focusing on the skill development program. They are also focusing that, if hunar se rozgar sort of programs, this is all focused actually and on skills. And representing our culture and representing our dance forms, representing our songs, representing our cuisine, representing our costumes and tradition, it is all comes from skill only. So local people are benefited from the destination weddings, because somehow they are engaged in the activity and playing a vital role, in any sort of destination wedding, whether it is of the celebrities or whether it is of a normal person. But yes, without the help of the local community, local artists, artisans, we cannot make it happen. Even from the decoration to everything, we need that local touch. And that is why here we can say that destination weddings is something which is creating biggest opportunities for community engagement. Secondly, when we are talking about destination wedding, the songs performed by the folk artists in the related places of like Kesariya Balam, which is one of the very famous song, Kesariya Balam Aoni Padharo Mare Des. So, it is a very famous song. And in fact, this particular song, it has been also used in Balika Vadhu TV serial, which is one of the most famous TV serials in our times. And Ghumar, of course, Ghumar is representing the Marwari tradition. And Bunny, so there is a song of Bunny. And the Bunny song is something where the groom is admiring the beauty of the wife. And then there is a song, Pia Aao to Pia Baat, Manaderi Baat Kar Liya. So, these sort of traditional folk songs, these are the songs which are representing our culture, and everyone cannot sing these songs in the way actually they are needed to be represented. So that's why we do need the local persons. And the I'm thankful that we people are talking about destination wedding, because if you will see, destination wedding is something which actually protected the dance form, the folk songs, and the traditional welcome, and the traditional dining pattern. If we will talk about, if you can see in this slide, there is a person who is sitting and in the serving, because dining pattern is also very traditional in the destination wedding. So destination wedding is something which is providing many opportunities. The wedding market, I would say, provided many opportunities to the community, to the local people. And moreover, they are protecting and promoting also our traditional dining style, one thing. Second, it is promoting the vibrant color combinations, the costumes, the language, the folk dance art, and the local music and the local songs, and most importantly, the local cuisine. That is again very much important. We are not transferred, we are not shifted. When we are talking about a destination wedding in Rajasthan, we cannot speak, we cannot, anyhow, we cannot skip the traditional food, where it is dal bati churma, bajre ki roti. These are the foods which are in the villages. The people in the villages are, or in the cities, the traditional families, they used to have. But nowadays, these dishes, these cuisines are famous all over the globe. And all thanks goes to the event planners of the destination weddings, because they people are introducing these, traditional food into these destination weddings, during these destination weddings. So that's why basically destination wedding is working for protecting and promoting the tradition and the culture and the legacy of Rajasthan state. So this is very big for all of us. And there is a song, if you would like to see, I mean, like, I want to play this for you all. I hope it will work. Is it audible?
Sound is not coming.
Although I have a doubt about the music of this video, so I'm skipping it now. Now I'm shifting to my next slide, that is related with a new perspective, and I can say that when we are talking about Rajasthan, we are always discussing about, the forts, the palaces, the heritage building, the havelis, the big mansions, and the lakes and all. But creativity is a must in every field, whether it is an event or whether it is a tourism. We need to be creative with the critical thinking. And why I'm presenting this particular slide, because in the Indian weddings, especially when we are talking about the weddings in Rajasthan, by nature, however it is big or small, somehow we always put some extra efforts on the decoration or on the other arrangements, and hence that sustainability factor that gets lost somehow. So that's why, there is a requirement to give a new perspective to the destination weddings of Rajasthan. And from this juncture, from this particular platform, I would like to request to the event planners also, and to the participants who are listening to me, that we must have to be a little bit creative for making the destination weddings in the eco-friendly way. And now it is a high time when we need to promote the eco-friendly wedding venues, because it is very much required to protect the environment also, because there is a quite of, in the decoration we are using lots of original flowers, we are using lots of crockery, we are using lots of food material, and all these things, but we don't have certainly as such guidelines or policies or any strategies as such, or even not by the government, that what exactly is needed to stop, and what is the limit to use the things, and what where we need to stop these things, or where how much we can use them. There is no as a certain criteria for all these things. When we are talking about other things, about the tourism, there is certainly, we have set the limitations, but when we are talking about destination weddings, there is no limitation. It is only about your budget, about the customer or the client's budget. What is the budget of the client, that sets the limitations, and what is the mindset and the vision of the event planner, that sets the limitation, nothing else. So here is a requirement that we certainly need to make some policies, plannings, and the strategies for destination weddings exclusively. First thing, we need to focus on farm to table movement. It is now required that whatever we are using in the destination wedding, that should be from the local place, that should be from that place only, like in the wedding of Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif. They have literally the vegetables and all came from Thailand. So, although it is good for them, but it is not good for the environment. So it is something where I want to talk about that whosoever is planning for a destination wedding, at least in Rajasthan, they must have to focus on the farm to table movement. It is very much required, because it is environmental friendly, first thing, and the freshness is, of course, there, and definitely it will be economical for everyone. Use the catering services, which include making sure that the food is locally sourced, ensure that every and almost element of decor is reusable. And here we are again mistaking, maximum of time I have noticed that in the destination weddings we are using original flowers, maximum of original flowers are used, and we have no idea about that after the wedding finished, what exactly we are supposed to do with those flowers. What we are exactly doing, are we able to reuse them in some way, or it is just a garbage for us? What exactly we are doing with these flowers? And we have no certain guidelines for that as such. Maybe they are, have to, so in that case, using less fresh flowers, and maybe of clothes or of silk or of anything, you can use certainly those sort of things which are reusable for all of us. So decoration is a very big part of destination wedding. We have to try to go for the paperless invitation, or in the invitations which can be, or the papers which can be recycled. This is the time where we are using information technology everywhere. So we can select some companies which can give the digital invitations or the RSVPs invitations. We can also talk about the menus or the favor tags or the small wedding date signage that can be printed on seed papers, which can be planted and grow into lovely plants or herbs later on. So using the seed paper can be a good idea. Using a digital invitation can be more sustainable idea. Using paperless invitation or the recycled paper for the invitation, it could be included in the destination wedding. We have to thought about using the disposable utensils and the plates, or even if we are talking about the kullad is so much famous. It is just of clay, but it's again gives that traditional touch to the wedding. But we are using, but somehow that is not on the level which now we want. So we have to motivate the event planners and even the localites, also the local people as well, or the persons who are hiring the event planners, to encourage them to use the accessories or the utensils or the papers or even the decorative items which are like towards more sustainability. Why we only talk about the responsible tourism? Why we are not raising the point about the responsible destination weddings? So this is something which we need to think upon and we need to work upon. What we are doing with the leftover food, that is again a big question. Do we have any guidelines as such, or do we have any sort of policies that what we will do with the leftover food in these sort of weddings, because it is of course creating the food waste. So there should be a guideline for that, and encourage the guests to to carpool. That is again a great idea. If we are able to use these small ideas, small strategies and tactics, we can certainly make lots of changes in this destination wedding venues. Moreover, I would like to tell you one more thing, that when we are talking about destination weddings, we must have to take care of a few things. Like I talked about the community engagement also. So when we are talking about the community engagement, there is one point which I want to tell you all, that the attire which even I am wearing today, that is a Laheria Sari, which is again a traditional textile, I can say, or a textile a traditional pattern of Rajasthan. So there was a time when Laheria and Bandhani and the Gota Patti work, this is all like out of fashion, out of trend. And again, because of these destination weddings, this is again in fashion, I can say, or it is again in demand from all over the globe. So when we are talking about destination weddings, we must have to take care of these things, that the royal weddings in the state, it protect the color combinations, the textiles and the patterns like Leheria, Bandhani, Kotapati work. So all thanks goes to destination weddings, and I really appreciate the event planners who are incorporating these traditional songs and the dance forms into these destination weddings. And I think we need to approach the small villages as well now for the destination wedding, rather than just focusing on the famous cities. That is my submission. Because sometimes destination weddings are something which take almost extra funding or extra money you need. So rather than going only for the famous destination and the famous places, why not we are shifting towards the unexplored areas or towards the less explored areas? So it will save your money as well as it will create a good experience for everyone. So with this particular point, I would like to say that if I want to conclude it in a few words, I would like to say that for the destination weddings, we must have to keep in our mind a few points that are related with the selection of the destination. First, second, selection of the venue which is like more sustainable. It is not so that we just talk about our wedding and that's all, because I have funds, I can put lots of money in in my wedding, and I'm giving the funds to the event planners, or I am hiring on my own some other persons. It doesn't mean that we forgot about the sustainable factor. Secondly, when we are talking about destination wedding venues, destination wedding, I have a very big concern about the event planners, about the trained staff members, of course, because maximum of the universities and the institutions, especially of the government universities of Rajasthan, they are not offering any course as such exclusively on destination weddings. They have a few institutions are offering courses on event management though, but for destination weddings they have no exclusive course as such. So it is a request from all the academicians, from the persons who are from different universities and from different institutions, that we have to plan certainly a few courses, maybe a certificate course or diploma courses or maybe a degree course for destination weddings, because it is a big deal. It's not just like that we can ask anyone to arrange a destination wedding for us, or we can give anyone the task for an event plan, because it is a critical thing. It is not just a simple thing to be deal. And for that, again, we need to train our student. We need to engage the youngsters into this particular buzzing industry, into this particular upcoming industry in Rajasthan. So I think by requesting the institutions, the universities, and the educational institutions to run a few courses on destination wedding will certainly create new openings and the new doors for the youngsters. And we need to train ladies, of course, the females. They can play a major role in the weddings. So yes, we need to train the women of the rural areas, especially of the villages of Rajasthan, who are very good in the traditional work, in the traditional things. They are very good singers, even they are very good artisans. They know embroideries, they know that gotapatti work. They are very good in many things. So we need their help. We need to give them training with the help of the government, with the help of the educational institution. We need to develop some capacity development programs for the rural area, for the villagers, for the rural area ladies or the females, and for the villagers as well, to engage them more. Because in Rajasthan, it is a very well known fact that we have a issue with the season. We have a problem that we have only a few sources of income, especially agriculture. If we'll talk about agriculture, it is a seasonal activity, and Rajasthan, it is a state of villages. So of course we need here that we have to create some new opportunities for these villages and the rural area people, and for the youngsters of the rural area. One more thing I want to say, that for destination wedding, what here we can do, we can connect destination wedding with agritourism also. Because agritourism is also a new trend all over India, all over India. So in Rajasthan also, we do have a lots of farms who are running the who are engaged in the agritourism business, I can say. So what we can do, that we can connect these destination weddings and the agritourism or agritourism farms, and we can make certainly a new destination venue, and it will be a new benchmark. It will be a new benchmark, for Rajasthan again. And secondly, accessible tourism, that is again a very big point. Because at times I have noticed that in the weddings, there are the persons who are like elder or the old age persons, or they have some temporary illness, or some temporary physical disability. So in that case also, I would like to say that when we are planning about the destination wedding, certainly we need to take care of all these aspects also, that we will give the equal opportunity to enjoy the wedding, to participate in the wedding, to these elder persons, or to the persons who have a temporary disability, or the persons who are differently abled. But at times, I'm sorry to say, but I have noticed that this is something which is missing from the destination weddings. So yes, this is one more point, that accessibility to all, or the equal opportunity to participate in the destination wedding, is also very much important. And it will certainly give a holistic, it is actually a holistic approach as well, that you are giving equal opportunity to everyone. So this is something which I would like to say from this important juncture to each and every person, each and every participant, whosoever is listening to me right now. The destination wedding is a very big market in Rajasthan, and we have immense opportunities and immense, resources. Don't just think about always about the forts and the palaces and the marble palaces and the lush green gardens and the beautiful lakes and the sand dunes, because as soon as we talk about Rajasthan, this is all comes and strikes in our mind, that Rajasthan destination wedding is something for a heritage haveli, or for a big mansion, or for a fort, or for an exclusive resort. But on the other hand, we have lots of other cities, we have lots of other resources in which you can, organize a beautiful destination wedding. So please think about these unexplored or untouched or less explored areas, rather than just jumping for Udaipur, Jaipur, Jodhpur, and Jaisalmer every time. So this is the one thing. Second thing, I'm just concluding with this, that the universities and the institution must have start a few courses of skill, and they have to give training to the youngsters for this upcoming market of destination weddings, or for events, you can say. And yes, here I cannot deny with the fact that languages are again a very important part of destination wedding, because destination wedding in Rajasthan is not just limited to Rajasthani peoples or to the Indians, it is going globally. So yes, the event planners, not only the event planners, the persons who are rendering services during the destination wedding, they should be trained in the languages other than Hindi, regional English language, at least one foreign language, whatever language, but there's a requirement to train them for at least one foreign language also. So this is also very much required. And sustainability factor, we cannot skip this factor in any cost in the destination weddings, which is so far is not implemented, which I personally feel. And community engagement is very much required to protect the rural areas and the villagers, and to starting a new earning source for them. Destination wedding is a perfect thing. And I think with this point only, I would like to say thanks to the Ministry of Tourism for having me here and listening my small views about the destination wedding in Rajasthan. Thank you so very much for having me here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Anukriti. Actually, you talked elaborately about the destination wedding in Rajasthan and how it is uh, coming up and how the celebrities are celebrating their marriages and all the things happening. One question I just came across because I am not much aware about the traditions of Rajasthan. What is the Sheikhavati? Can you explain?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sheikhavati is a very famous region of Rajasthan state, and Sheikhavati is also named as an open art gallery. When we are talking about the particular belt like Navalgal, Mukundgarh, Chirawa, Pilani, Sikar, Jhunjhunu, Mandava. These are the places or the towns and the villages which are coming in this particular belt. And Sheikhavati is famous actually for their fresco paintings, and that is why it is named as the open art gallery. Sheikhavati, they have lots of havelis in Sheikhavati, and Sheikhavati is maximum times, if you have gone through with the movie this PK of Amir Khan and Bajrangi Bhaijaan of Salman Khan, the shooting of both the movies held at Sheikhavati Mandava only. So it looks like that they have made that shooting in Bajrangi Bhaijaan, especially if I'll talk about. It looks like that shooting is somewhere in Pakistan or somewhere, but it was Mandava, as well as the shooting of Amir Khan movie of PK. It was at Mandava, and even there is a movie of Kareena Kapoor and this Shahid Kapoor, sorry, about Jab We Met. There are few scenes from Mandava in that movie as well. So Sheikhavati is a place which is very famous already on the map for film tourism. Secondly, it is very famous for the fresco paintings all over the globe. It is very famous again for the big Havelis. And it is, of course, the tradition of Shekhawati is so beautiful. If we talk about Khatu Shamji temple, from religious point of view also, Shekhawati is very famous. If we talk about Khatu Shamji temple, Jeen Mata temple, Sarasar Balaji temple, they are very famous, temples of Shekhawati. So Shekhawati is I think, one of my most favorite reason of Rajasthan is Shekhawati. And to be very honest, I personally belong from Shekhawati only.
Okay.
I'm born and brought up at Shekhawati, Pilani. So I have a personal touch also from Shekhawati. So yes, and the songs and the Gotapati work is very famous of Shekhawati, and the lakh bangles of Shekhawati is also very famous. In fact, the ladies from villages, they are supplying these lakh bangles to maximum of the cities of Rajasthan as well.
Great, great. So,
And if you would
Ma'am,
like to
as we
yeah,
suggested, yeah, sorry, ma'am. Yeah,
it's okay.
as we suggested, ma'am, would you like to play the video separately again?
Yeah, sure, why not? It will be yeah, sure. Just give
Yeah,
me a
ma'am.
second.
Sure.
I hope so it will work. The Actually, this video is about welcoming the groom, the groom in the wedding. All are requesting him. I think, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. If you please play it. Yeah. Yes.
Is it audible? Audible? I have no idea about it, although.
okay, very nice. Actually, you talk about all this marriage destination, the palaces, the lake, heritage and traditions of Rajasthan. How this Rajasthan became the famous destination about this marriage and films. So this all got collaborated, and this films also promoted this wedding destination, and there are many examples that many films have been the shooting has happening in Rajasthan area, and this all has created a very big market for wedding destination in Rajasthan. Of course, there are many palaces. You talked about the Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, and Jaisalmer. But as you rightly said, we should look for the other destinations which are less visited and less known to the people, although they are much important and much beautiful, you can say. The Havelis and forts, there are many which are available in Rajasthan, and certainly we can have that opportunity to uh, arrange the destination wedding. Of course, this has become an event. Actually, a marriage has become an event today, and this has become a you can say event management uh, sector. Now, the marriage of Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif, certainly it has given the boost to that Sambai Madhopur area fort that that has come up in news. And of course, the like you talked about Albar. You talked about uh, Bundi and the Kumbhalgarh Fort,
Yeah.
Mount Abu. Certainly, these are the lesser known destination, and we need to talk more about this and promote more, because in the season, these major destinations like Jaipur, Jodhpur, and Udaipur will be
Very costly.
flooded with tourists also and the wedding people also. So
Yes.
to shift this to the lesser known places, and they are equally important and same as beautiful as this destination. So we should
True.
certainly promote more about these destinations. And
True,
rightly
sir.
said, communities engagement is very much important, because for the sustainable of tourism, or for sustainable of any uh, sector of tourism, maybe the eco-friendly destinations and other things related to it, that only is going to give the skill development and community engagement, and that is going to give the boost to the this sector, destination wedding or the tourism in Rajasthan. Of course, this attire and dresses, certainly the people of other region, they admire this. They like to wear this during wedding. And even I have seen the tourists, when they visit Rajasthan, they would like to take a photo in the dress of Maharaja. The ladies, they dress up like Maharani. And when I was in foreign, I used to talk to the um foreign delegates and the foreign tourists. I used to say them, when you visit Rajasthan, you become the Maharaja, you become the Maharani. And certainly there are many films made by Ministry of Tourism, and that shows that how this wedding and this attire make them feel that they are the king. They become the king for 1 day or 2 days. And certainly that is available only in Rajasthan, I can say.
True, sir.
You talked about rightly the courses in universities about the destination wedding. Certainly these things are very much important, because we have to tap now the small segments of
Yeah.
tourism. The small courses, maybe a diploma, maybe a certificate course, but certainly that will give us the skilled manpower, and that will help the community to develop the tourism within them, and certainly they will be able to serve the guests better. And of course the women, the villagers, and the rural area, that everything shows that Rajasthan is different. Rajasthan is certainly a destination that can provide you everything. And of course we talk about, when you have not seen the villages of Rajasthan, you have not seen the India. That is
True.
certainly
Indeed.
something marvelous, something different. And that gives the foreign tourist that, yeah, they have seen something different and something amazing, that they can feel and they can experience. So I think the session was very knowledgeable, and uh, much uh, much experienceful about this all destination wedding and other things. And certainly the film tourism came in between. And one thing just I wanted to check, whether the Havelis which are privately owned, how they are booked for marriage destination.
So they have tie-ups with the event planners already, and they are giving these particular havelis through the help of the event planners. You know, in Rajasthan we have lots of event planners, and we have very good event planners. Like they have big fat wedding event planners are available in almost every city of Rajasthan, and they have tie-ups and they have links with the owners of the havelis. And in fact, few of the owners, they themselves are engaged into the wedding event planners. So that's why there is no hassle as such to organize an destination wedding in the havelis of Rajasthan, whether it is in a big city or even in a small town like Navalgarh or Mukundgarh or Mandava, because these are the small towns. But the owners, they themselves, they are into this business of the destination weddings. They themselves are the event planners, and even they have the tie-ups with the event planner companies as well. So it is a good thing, sir. But what is happening here, the persons who are rendering the services, they are able to render the services only via the event planners. On the other hand, I just wanted to say that somehow we are not able, when we talk about equal opportunity for everyone in destination wedding, what I personally feel that somehow this aspect is missing in destination weddings. Here we are not able to give the equal opportunity to everyone, because like if I'm the person who is dealing with directly with the client, so I have all the things in my hands. It is more centralized rather than decentralized. So here what we need to do, we need to take a transparent approach, then only we'll be able to justify the thing.
Okay. Okay. At least we know that now we can book any Haveli we want if it is available, and very easily. The Rajasthan is connected with many airports and connected by road from even Delhi and nearby area. So when it comes to the Golden Triangle, the people visit Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, and they are very much connected. So very easy to plan their destination wedding. And the session was very nice and very knowledgeable, very experienceful. And now I thank you, Dr. Anukriti, and the team, the backend team, and Motusi for all organizing this event, this episode, and very experienceful episode. Thank you very much. If anybody have any question, they can just raise your hand, or you can put a question, or we can conclude now. I think there is no question. So uh, thank you very much, Dr. Anukriti. Very knowledgeable session. And we like to have you further for more and more about Rajasthan, because Rajasthan itself is a big destination, and it has the opportunity and capability to provide everything in each segment of tourism. Thank you very much.